guys, what's up? I'm Brian here doing another video for you guys, and this time I'm doing a review of the Transformers masterpiece MPM-3 Bumblebee. And this is actually a pretty cool little toy. I was not expecting to like it, and I was not expecting myself to get it because it is pretty much just another Bumblebee. And I thought, do I really need it? But I saw it for a good price, and I thought, okay, fine, I'll get it. I'm into these MP figures, and you know, just why not? Let's just try it. Let's see how it is. You know, it was very cheap, so I decided, why not get it? And it probably tops every other Bumblebee in my collection. There's still other Bumblebees that I really like, and I like to mess around with more than this, and I'll explain that later on. But this is, so far, the best looking Bumblebee I've gotten. Taking a look at the packaging. I know I don't normally take a look at the packaging, but I really want to because it looks cool. You can see the Bumblebee figure in alt mode and in robot mode, and it pretty much looks like this. Maybe some of the yellow is a little off, but other than that, it pretty much just looks like this. Masterpiece, movie series, Chevrolet. It is weird to pay $130, and yes, that's pretty much how much it goes for in Canada. Actually, it's around 120, I think. It is hard to pay that price, especially when you're taking a look at the packaging and how just small it is. And it feels smaller than some of the other Masterpiece figures like Sideswipe and stuff like that. So it's really weird to see this size packaging that feels smaller than that. And I could be wrong about that, but it does feel smaller. And it retails for about 120. In America, it retails for about 80, I think. So, you know, yay for that. But either way, it looks very good in alt mode. Taking a look at that, the Chevrolet Camaro. I love the Chevrolet Camaro. I think it's a beautiful car, especially this version of the Chevrolet Camaro. This was the concept Chevrolet Camaro, so this was before it came out into whatever, car dealers or something. I don't know much about cars, but all I know is cars look cool. You know, they have wheels, they have doors, you know, they're cars. Anyways, again, taking a look at his alt mode, you can see he's got all the paint applications a little bit scratched up on the front here, but for the most part, that's alright. You got tail lights painted in, you got the black stripes on the top, you got some lights going on. I already mentioned the lights, don't know why I'm mentioning that again. You got a Chevrolet logo, then you got a little license plate on the back. You even have, and I didn't spot this until just now, painted mirrors. That's cool. You got the handle right here, you got Camaro on the side there. It's a little scratched up on the side for some reason, but whatever. And then taking a look at the front, you got the Chevrolet logo, you got the nice detail painted in, you got the little lights at the bottom here, and then transparent, I think that's blue, maybe, for the headlights, so that's cool. It is transparent clear for the windows, so you can see everything that's going on, but everything that's going on from the inside you can mostly see is in black, so no bright yellow pieces that really show. You can see a little bit of the yellow seeking through, but other than that, it's not really much to say, oh my god, there's robot kibble inside there. If you rotate it to the bottom, yeah, you can see there's robot kibble, you can see the arms, you can see the head underneath this metal bar, the silver bar. And then you can also see the cannon and the legs right there. And if you look at it from the side, yeah, you can see bits poking out from the underneath of the alt mode. But considering this is a masterpiece and how much is going on with this toy, it's still fine. And in alt mode, it looks really good. You do have some painted yellow bits, and some of the yellow just seems off. Like if you compare the hood to right here, you can see there's definitely a difference, but for the most part, I think it looks really cool, and you even get painted rims. It's not bright silver or anything, it's more like a gunmetal, but I think overall it works. So I think for a Camaro, this is nice. I love how this looks, and it rolls pretty well. You know, not as good as some of the other toys. It would be nice if the wheels were rubber, but unfortunately they are just plastic, but still, it rolls fine. I really love this Camaro. I think it's cool, and I'm glad they went with the original and not the Last Night or anything like that. I'm glad it's the first movie version. So, with that out of the way, I love this alt mode. I think it's great. Awesome. Taking a look at the robot mode, let's go ahead and transform this toy. Now, the first thing I want to take a look at is the cannon that can tab underneath here. And if you tab that in, all the way. It's pretty hard to get at, so what I like to do is close that up, and then just try to wiggle that out and pull that right out. And you don't want to wiggle it too much, or else you might crack the joint, but other than that, there you go. You don't even have to push that in all the way if you want. If you just push that in very so slightly, it will be much easier to just grab it and pull it right out. But I'm not going to really focus too much on that. Anyways, taking a look at the transformation, the first thing I'd like to do is pop out the sides like so, and then the doors right in here. There's a little tab that will go into that little gap right there. And then there's also a little tab inside the doors that will tab into the gray bit right there. You can see the tab right there. There's the difference between the two sides. So let's go ahead and open that up again. And then make sure that these little window things will go with the doors and they will just extend out. Do the same thing to the other side. Oh, and that's another problem, is that sometimes when you mess around with this toy, this likes to pop out. And also, going into alt mode, it's kind of tricky getting everything into place, but it's not impossible. Just have a little bit of patience, make sure that everything's fine, just work with everything, and you should be good. Anyways, open that up and extend that from the joint right there, like so. And then just bring the doors and move them up against the wheels like that. And as you can see, some of this is coming loose. Next, what you want to do is just open this up very slightly, and then you can bring these little side sections up just a bit like so. Like that. You don't have to open that up all the way. I think it kind of stops at that point, but I could be wrong. And then take the arms, and there's a little gray tab right inside there that you could see that the arm has got a little gap that will go into, like so. So you just untab that for the transformation, and pretty much what you do is you can open these little yellow bits up to help, but using a couple of joints, you pretty much just try and get the arms out. So you don't have to be too clean about it, just try to pop the arms out like so. The next thing you want to do is, now because you have that clearance, you can open these up all the way, like so, and then take the arms and rotate them and bring them out to the side, like so. And now these will be able to open up all the way. The next thing you want to do is, let's see, kind of tricky to figure out because there's so much going on with this toy. What I'd like to do is pop these out from the side, like so. And then as you can see, the middle section will stay in place. And then you take this little mirror and you pop that up, like so. You bring that up, and then you flip that up like so. And just be very careful, just be slow with it, because it is clear plastic, and we all know how that is. Next, flip that up, and then flip this section up like so, and then flip this section up like so. So a lot of flipping. And then take the head and this panel, and flip this around like so, and then just snap that into place like that. Take these chest bits like so, and flip them forward like that. So there's a lot going on, and we're not even halfway through the transformation. Actually, I think we're about halfway. Take this joint, and you flip that in like so. You can see the joint right here. And then just try to get the window through into there, and then try to bring it inside, and it will kind of collapse into there. Like so. Make sure that joint is bent. So let me try and show that off again in case I couldn't really show that off. So you got a little joint right here that will bend down like so. And then you bring this in to the body. And then this clear bit will go past and inside here like so. Next, you got a little tab that will go into this die-cast bit. And yes, that is die-cast, not just a regular silver painted piece. And then all this will bring up, and on this joint right here, and then this joint right inside here, you close that up, and then there's a little tab that will go into the body like so. And there you have that. Next, what you want to do is take these little gray bits on the side here, and lift them up and try to get the chest out of the way. And then there's a little peg, and I'll show that off on the other side. I just want to get this side in. But there is a little peg and a little hole, and then there's that little slot right there that will go into that little tab. Now, sometimes you can't really get it to go in. Sometimes it's not perfect, but just try your best and try to get it as close as you can. You at least want to get those pegs in place, and that was actually the best time of me trying to get that in place. Sometimes it will just not really go in, and again, I'm having problems with this side, but that was one of the better times of me trying to get that into place. So as you can see, this will just, there's a peg right there that will fold up, and then you try to get it in as best as possible. Now I'm having problems again. Come on, let me see if I can just do this quickly. It's weird, I just had it in, and then now it's like, oh, no. Let's see. There we go, got it. So yeah, you can see that tab is out of line from in there. You can tell because you can see right through that little gap. But as long as you get the pegs in, that's fine. Anyways, next what you want to do is move the box out of the way, and then you take the legs and make sure they're separated, and then you take this little, actually what you want to do is, sorry, this is a new figure, I'm still getting used to it, is take this little back bit and just bring that up. You don't have to fold it up all the way right now, but do the same thing to the other side like so. Bring that up. And make sure that these side panel bits are disconnected from the side here. You don't have to rotate them in place right now. Just make sure they're out of the way, like so. And then take these feet pieces and just, let's see, there is a way to extend them out. Let's see. Okay, so you can see the heel piece, this little spike thing. You want to pop that out of place. And then try to extend the foot out. So pop that out of place, and on the double joint that's die cast, come on, now it seems to want to hook into place. Okay, so let me show that off quickly. So this little thing will hook into that little bit right there. You just unhook it. You can see there's a small little peg that will just go right into there. So you just move that out of the way, and then all this will extend down like so. Take the foot and flip that forward and make sure the heel is pointed back. You don't have to flip the foot forward, or the toe I should say, all the way, but just leave it like so. And there you have part of the foot done. Let me see if I can get the other side. So flip that like so, and make sure that the heel is up like that, so you get something like that. And there's going to be more to the foot in a second. Next, what you want to do is take the wheels, and on the joint, those will come down like so. And do the same to the other side like that, and the wheels will fit inside the foot. Make sure that this little peg piece, or this little tab bit, will flip down, and then bring down the wheel like so. And then take this little bit right there, flip that down, rotate this up, and then tab into place like that. And there you have one foot. Do the same thing to the other side. Flip that down and around. Then plug that into the place like so. And sometimes that will untab, and I'm a little concerned about how long that will last just because of the joint there, but so far it's doing alright. Then open these sections up, and then extend out the legs like that, and then close that around. I'll do that in a second, but just extend out the leg. You can see right up here there's a double joint that you just extend down. I'm trying to keep my eye on the toy and the camera at the same time, so it's pretty difficult to do. And then tab this into place, bring that up like so, and then that will come down like that. Do the same thing to the other side. That will tab right into there. And then close this up on the double joint. And then there is Bumblebee's legs like that. You could also take this, rotate it around, flip that forward like that. And there are the legs complete. Now we gotta work on the top here again. And it's not really that much to do. So straighten out the arm like so. You can close that back up if you want. But open this up, and then take the hand and flip that out like so. And then there's a couple of tabs right in here that will go into a couple of little gaps. Right onto there. Make sure that goes into place. And there you have one of the hands. You could rotate the fist and do whatever you want with that. Do the same thing to the other side, so it will come around like that. And you could leave this as the cannon or plug that in if you want. Just use your imagination. But flip that around. And then close this back up. Like so. And then what I like to do is rotate the fist just like that. Just to have it right now. And then as you can see, Bumblebee looks kind of sad with his doors like that. So, what you need to do is take these and flip them down. And I do like how they give you a joint to bring them down like that. I guess it's for the articulation, but whatever. And then just bring them up like so. Take the peg, plug them in like that. And then take these and just rotate them. I'm not sure if that little clear bit is supposed to be like a tab right there. Because I'm seeing something clear that almost kind of goes into place, but it doesn't really want to do that for this side, though. I don't know, maybe I have something wrong here. Maybe it is supposed to tab into place, but it doesn't really want to, because this side is pretty loose. I don't know why. So I need to work on that. And then, last but not least, what I like to do is bring up the head and just move it to the side just a little bit, just so that I can get some room to pull out these little collar bits. And then bring them around like that. Straighten up the head. And there you have Masterpiece Movie Bumblebee in his robot mode. Straighten out the legs just a little bit. There we go. And he looks like Movie Bumblebee. It is really impressive when you have the figure fully in robot mode. Some of the photos I see don't really do it justice. You mess around with this toy, and you can definitely tell that this is Masterpiece Bumblebee. Taking a look at the articulation, first of all, you have the head that can rotate side to side and then move up and down, but you have to be careful. You don't want to hold it from the helmet bit, and we'll talk about that in a second. You also have a joint that rotates around and goes out and in, and you can flip this around. You can rotate this around. You can bend the elbow. There's also another joint inside here that kind of annoying, but whatever. There was something in alt mode that I was going to mention while we were in robot mode. I forgot what that was. So sorry about that. Anyways, the hand can open up. This finger articulates by itself on two joints, and then these two fingers at the bottom are on the same joint. And then the thumb articulates the same way as the fingers. And then he also has waist articulation, which is really good. Rotates forward and back, out and in, and you can take this panel, move that out of the way if you need to. He's got a joint in the leg, like so, and then slight forward and back articulation with slight out and in articulation at the leg. It's kind of difficult with that leg because it articulates from the top here. But if you look at the Last Night Bumblebee, it moves from the foot down here. At least I think it does. So it's kind of weird that it would articulate up here, just because I'm so used to the Last Night Bumblebee moving in a different way. But still very cool, and he poses really well. Like, he looks good in the poses. So I do like this guy. I think he looks badass. Taking a look at his head sculpt. Let's focus on that for a second here. Look at that head sculpt. That looks like Bumblebee. You know, sometimes they will step it up. Sometimes they'll look worse. This is pretty much probably the best looking Bumblebee face that I've seen so far as actually looking like the on-screen Bumblebee. At least from what I can remember. Anyways, you can also pop this up like that, and it will actually click into place. Then fold this down, and close that back up. Again, it will click into place. And there you have the face mask for Bumblebee. Now, the reason why when you articulate it, when you pose it and move it and whatnot, you don't want to hold the face mask is because it's on a very thin joint. So, even in this mode, you just want to hold from the back of the head, not from the front. But once you have the face mask out, it looks so good. You get a little bit more of that yellow that just really helps with everything, and he just looks nice. I love that. Anyways, rotate the hand, and open this up, and fold the fist back in, and you can take the cannon, you can close this back up, and just find the little gap so that you can tab in this, this panel bit. Then you bring that in. That will plug into place, and I guess you can leave that in, but what you need to do is close that back up like so, and that will help hold it in place. And there you have Bumblebee's cannon, which does have a giant crack in the middle of it, but really good. And I'm happy that he comes with a cannon that you have to attach onto the toy, because I feel like if it was a cannon that just transformed from the arm, it wouldn't look as good. Like either the hand mode wouldn't look good or the cannon mode would not look good. I just feel like this is a lot easier and just looks so much better. You do have the tab sticking out from the side, but not too bad. So yeah, once again, looks very cool. He's fun to articulate with that. My only real problem with the weapons and the head bit in general, except for articulating the head, is that he doesn't come with the shoulder cannons. That would be so cool if he came with that, but no, he does not, and that's annoying. Also, I don't like how these little bits don't really tab in anywhere. I guess you could try and tab them into the gray bit, but I don't feel like risking that, because I feel like I could snap that, or it could warp, or something bad would happen. I don't know. That might just be me. Anyways, the face mask once again folds up like so, and if you did not like me transforming this and think, oh, I'm terrible at it, you should take a look at the instructions, because they are not that helpful. I would recommend looking up a video review, maybe other than this, and you could plug the cannon onto the back, I need to mention that, and looking up the transformation that way, because if you just transform it based on the instructions, you're probably going to get stuck. But yeah, this is really cool. I'm very happy with it. I am so surprised. Now, I think I remember what I was going to talk about, is, why Masterpiece Bumblebee is not the one that I usually mess around with. In robot mode, I like messing around with. In alt mode, I think it's cool, but transforming it is kind of a pain. It's long. It feels overly complicated, but it feels like it needed to be to look like this. So I'm happy with it. But it's messing around with it in general. I'm just, I feel like I'm going to break something. And it is a Masterpiece figure. It is kind of expensive. I mean, I got it at a good price, but still. So I just get kind of concerned about that. So I definitely prefer messing around with the Hunt for the Decepticons Battle Blade Bumblebee, or the Nitro Bumblebee, or something like that. Just because it's cheaper to get, it's easier to replace rather than this. But still, this looks good. I am so happy with it. I think it's very impressive. It's probably one of the best Masterpiece figures I've gotten lately, and that's saying something because it is a movie figure. So that's weird. Taking a look at the size comparison between him and some other figures, I have with me Faraj, and as you can see, he is much taller than Faraj. Bumblebee's about a Voyager scale, closer to the original Voyager, I think, and then Faraj is closer to the Deluxe. He's more in line with the other Dark of the Moon figures rather than the Masterpiece movie figures. But here's Silver Streak. And then here is Sideswipe. Bumblebee is the only Masterpiece movie figure that I've gotten so far. I would kind of like to get the Optimus, but I'm not sure about that. I'm just happy with the Bumblebee at least. And I would like to get the Barricade just to have something else with it. But here's the Shockwave as well, just poking out from the side. And here is the Optimus Prime for size comparison. As you can see, Optimus Prime is definitely a lot taller than Bumblebee, which I'm fine with. And then also, I've got Chrome Dome, just because that's the normal deluxe figure that I usually use for size comparisons. So yeah, very cool. Would I recommend Masterpiece Bumblebee? I wouldn't recommend him to people who are just not into the movie lineup or Bumblebee in general. I mean, why would you buy this if you're not into that kind of stuff? I don't think this is going to be something for you, especially when you're paying $80 to $120 for it. And I just want to show this off quickly. Classic Optimus Prime with movie Bumblebee. Just looks so nice. I like that. Again, if you're not into this lineup, I'd say you can just pass up on it. It's not like I feel it will change your mind about Bumblebee or the Masterpiece lineup. But I will say this. I don't hate Bumblebee, and I am very impressed with what they've done here. I thought the Human Alliance one was the best one for the longest time because, I mean, it just looked cool and it had all these different weapons and stuff like that. And then the Hunt for the Decepticons one came out, and I got that thanks to Chris Vellner, and it looks so cool. And it's got all these different kind of weapons, and the transformation is nice, except for when the head tries to pop up. I just don't like that. But other than that, it's a cool looking figure, and I'm happy with it. But then this came out, and I thought, do I really need it? Finally got it, and I am super happy with it. And I can't believe I got it at a good deal. It is such a nice looking figure. I think that it looks good on display. I think that's where it really shines, and even just posing it around, it looks good. I am very happy with it. I'm just impressed. I think it's nice. And if you want to celebrate the Masterpiece 10th anniversary lineup of the movie lineup thing, Transformers, whatever, yeah, this is pretty cool. With that out of the way, that is pretty much it. I thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, and all those fun doodads, and I'll see you guys next time. Alright, one more thing I wanted to do. I wanted to compare the boxes, and as you can see, it is definitely a lot longer than the original Masterpiece figures, but it is actually shorter going this way. So yeah, not as thick. It's about as tall, maybe a little bit taller, but definitely longer. So yeah, here's that.